Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today on an online jewelry store called Maria and Harold Jewels.
And this one is a really fascinating case study.
It really is, because the mission here is to figure out this huge gap between their branding, which is so heartfelt, and some pretty severe warning signs that pop up.
It's a perfect contradiction. On the one hand, you see these beautiful, handcrafted looking silver rings, gold-tone bracelets, all that stuff.
And the prices?
Oh, the prices. They're boasting these massive discounts, like up to 70% off. It's all presented with this charming sort of vintage family-run story.
That's the hook, isn't it? They build this little bubble of trust. You see these glossy photos, amazing customer reviews, but they're all on their own site.
Right. And they throw in a 30-day money-back guarantee to make you feel safe.
But when you look past all the pretty pictures, you get to let's call it the digital DNA of the site, and that's
Yeah.
where it gets messy.
Yeah. What's fascinating here is how that strong branding is designed to make you ignore the technical reality. We ran it through Scam Detector, and it came back with a very, very low trust score.
Okay, so why? What are the big red flags?
It's the classics. First, the ownership details are hidden. They use what's called a mask WHOIS record.
Right. And for anyone listening who isn't familiar, why is a hidden WHOIS so bad? I mean, don't some businesses want privacy?
They do, but there's a line between privacy and total anonymity. WHOIS is the public record of who owns a website. If it's deliberately hidden, it basically means there's no accountability.
You can't track them down if something goes wrong.
Exactly. You can't find them, you can't sue them, and then you combine that with the fact that the domain was registered very recently. It has no history.
So it hasn't been around long enough to build any kind of reputation.
It feels like it was built to vanish quickly. It's a classic setup for what you might call a pump and dump e-commerce site.
And this is where their sales pitch gets, I think, really manipulative. It's not just a sale, it's this urgent clearance message. They're literally saying they are closing their doors.
Which is such an effective psychological tool. It does two things. First, it explains away the crazy 70% discount.
Of course, we're going out of business, everything must go.
Right. And second, it creates panic. It makes you feel like you have to buy right now before it's all gone forever.
But the risk there is huge. That 30-day money-back guarantee they advertise.
It's completely worthless.
Right.
If the company is actually closing or, just planning to shut down the site and pop up under a new name, they have zero intention of honoring any returns. The accountability gap is just massive.
So you're left looking for independent proof, real reviews on third-party sites, but they're just not there. You're basically just trusting their own marketing.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have this perfect storm. You have emotional branding that feels legitimate, clashing with these concrete technical red flags.
So what's the takeaway for someone who might still be tempted by those prices?
You have to be so careful. I mean, if you absolutely must, you test it with the smallest purchase you can possibly make. And you always, and I can't stress this enough, you always use a payment method with strong buyer protection.
Like a credit card.
Exactly. A major credit card. That is literally your only insurance policy if the site disappears before your order arrives.
So we've seen a really clear case here, a compelling story about a family legacy that just clashes violently with all the objective warning signs.
The risk factors are just too strong. The savings aren't worth the gamble.
So here's something to think about. In today's really high-pressure e-commerce world, how much should that emotional pull, that heartfelt family legacy story, outweigh the cold, hard, independent digital trust signals? It's something for you to mull over.